Amanda here from DMG, and today I am doing a what's on my iPhone. So starting off on my front page, which is just clear. I like to keep that clear. It's just got a picture of my little girl on it, which is Daisy. And then at the bottom I've got the phone, my camera, my Safari and photos, because they're the things that I kind of want to get access to the most. Then on the first page we've got obviously messages, email, FaceTime. Then I've got the BT little folder that I've got here. The BT mobile is just showing you what allowances you have used or not, and basically what you've got left in your data, your texts, etc. So it just shows you there. I think it's slightly confusing in that the green bar, normally that's kind of what you've sort of used up, I would think, but it seems to be the other way around. That's what you've got left, so plenty there. Then you've got your BT Wi-Fi. I have got a Wi-Fi section somewhere else, but it just made sense to keep that with the BT info. Then I've got notes, contacts, calendar, calculator, translate, measures and clock. My clock I use quite a lot because we do business, the family business does business with America, and they've got a couple of locations there, so it's quite helpful to have that to know what time it is in a specific location, so you don't ring them in the middle of the night. Then we've got Google Maps and Google Earth, of course, and then I've got at the bottom here is basically all my social sort of info. So I've got one folder that's marked social. This is kind of the bits and pieces that aren't specifically, like Facebook's got several things. This has just got one of everything, so it just sort of went in its folder on its own. So we've got Pinterest, Google Plus and Hootsuite. Then we've got Buffer, which is probably one of my favorite tools for social media. It basically allows you to write a post you can write one post that you can use across all your social media, which is great. So you can choose which ones you want it to go to. You can put a picture on, so if you're doing Instagram or whatever, and it will then post it, and it will have certain slots, and each time you give it the information and write a post, it will put it in the next available slot. So you can do 10 things at once, but it might take 5 days for those to be posted, because it will just post it out as and when it has scheduled that for you. The other thing that it does is you have like this little icon, the little buffer icon that we saw just now. You get a little extra thing that you put on your internet page, so like Safari or whatever, and it's at the top next to where the web page is, and if you click on it because you think, oh, this is an interesting page, I want to share it, then it will automatically pick up the link for you, and then again, as I say, add it on as into the next available slot. If you take the awesome version, as they call it, you get the addition of being able to use Instagram, LinkedIn, etc., Pinterest, these other ones as well, so that's really good. And also you have like a calendar sort of scheduling, which makes it a lot easier to move things around and also see where your posts have sort of worked out, and you might think actually they're too spread out, I need to move them, or actually there's too many things that are similar in that one space, so let's swap them around. So it allows you to make some really good options there, so I really like that. So that's Buffer. Then we have Facebook, of course, so you've got the different versions there, and then Twitter, so I've got Twitter itself, and then Tweetbot, etc., and also a tag maker, which is kind of cool. Then Instagram, on here we've got Instagram itself, we've got InstaSave, which is basically a way of regramming any posts of people that you follow, so that's really helpful. Then we've got different ways here of just making our actual photos a bit sort of funkier or fun, or even just in the right shape in itself. So I've got different ones here. Boomerang is obviously different sort of photo techniques. Then you've got Deco Blend, which is sort of a way of just making it sort of pretty and funky. And then you've got Collage and Photoshop itself, so different ones there, which I really like. Then we've got YouTube and iMovie, etc., and Highlights is an editing app. And then we've got the different blogs, so we've got WordPress, Tumblr, Blog Loving, Feedly, etc. Then I've got what I call design stuff, and it's basically just sort of random design things, so like stuff to make monograms, wallpapers for your phone or your lock screen, different things that you can use for text, letter effects, collage stuff, so quotes. So for this, all different categories, and then you click on one, for example, so you have different ones come up, and then you can just post them onto your Instagram or whatever you want to do. So you could use that as it is, download it, etc. So I'm not going to do that now, but it's just examples of different things that you've got there, so that's kind of cool. Then on the next page I've got Google, so it just takes you directly to your Google search, which is helpful. Then I've got my Dropbox, SoundHound, really good app, I really like that. So if you're out and about, for example, and you hear a song you really like, you can get your phone to listen to it, and it will identify that song, and then it will give you a list of different places where you can purchase it with the links, so that's kind of great. Then we've got the cloud stuff here, which is the one I was telling you about the BT, probably more accurately goes here, but anyway, I've got iCloud, O2 and Sky Wi-Fi Finder. Then I've got reminders, then I've got a finance folder, so that's got all my banking, PayPal, Apple Wallet, currency converter. Then I've got a craft folder because I do crafting, that's actually what my blog is all about, and my main channel is about. And so I have software or apps on here that basically do the designing for the machines that I've got, and so I can work on here and design the projects and stuff, so that's quite cool. So there's the different ones on there. Then I've got a couple of magazines. I don't really keep that many on here, I mostly keep them on my iPad mini, so not so many on here, but I've got my Macworld and my Do Crafts Creativity magazine. Then I've got books, I've got Kindle, Audible, love Audible. I've had Audible since they didn't even have audible.co.uk, they only had audible.com because it just wasn't actually over here in the UK, so I got an account for the American version, was able to download stuff, and now of course they've got it here in the UK, so it's great. Then I've got iBooks. Overdrive is the app which allows you to download and borrow digital books from the library. And then you've got inspirational quotes, the Bible, etc. Then I've got a nature folder, which is basically nature identification, so birds, butterflies, flowers and trees. Where I live is in sort of very lots of countryside, and there's a forests, and then also the coast, so there's lots of different types of countryside as well, so it's really nice to be able to sort of identify things when I'm out walking. And then we've got entertainment, so we've got videos app, different television player apps. I've then got this surfing app, which is basically, I like to follow championship surfing, and on this app it not only gives you like news and stuff, but when there's something actually playing, like a competition, you can actually watch it via the app, so that's really cool. I like to follow that. And then is there anything on here? Yeah, just podcasts. Then we've got music, Spotify, and then a health section, so you've got your Apple Health app, Pillow. Strava is a great one for biking, although it does do walking as well. It sort of tells you not only how much you've done and all of that usual stuff, but it also maps your route, which is kind of cool. Then I've got obviously the activity app, which is for my watch, and then cycle maps. That is really helpful because, again, as I said, where I live is a lot of countryside and forest, and there's sections that have got actual designated cycle paths, although they're pretty, some of them can be pretty rough and ready, so it also tells you that, which is really good. It kind of gives you a guideline as to whether it's where it is, but also how tough it is, so that's good. And then on the next page it's all my games. So again, with this I haven't got as many on here as I have on my iPad mini. and I've got a lot more that I haven't downloaded even on the iPad mini. I kind of swap it around, so I'll download a few, play those for a bit, and then I'll swap it out because they take up quite a lot of space on your phone or your iPad, so I prefer not to have every single one down at any given time. It's not like I'm going to be playing 6 games all at once. So I've got all the kind of Candy Crush type ones here, then Sonic, Bejeweled, Oz, Logic Problems, Tetris, Mahjong, Solitaire, and of course Mario. Gotta have Mario. And then the final page is that stuff that you really don't know what to do with. So we've got Password Keeper, Find Your Phone, Rightmove, OPI, Nail Polish, Q Reader, My Apple Watch, Weather, Home Stuff, Pages, Keynote, Numbers, Voice Recorder, and of course Settings. So that is it. That is what's on my iPhone. So I hope you've enjoyed having a look, and I hope that having seen some of the apps, it gives you some ideas of some that you might want to try. I may well at some point do a what's on my iPad. By the way, I didn't say this is an iPhone 7 regular, not a plus. So I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.